Today I'm going to tell you how I use AI to boost my productivity as a blockchain developer. If you are new here, I'm Julian, and at Eat the Blocks I help you to become a blockchain developer. So I have to admit I'm really late to the party because when AI started to be popular, I was very skeptical. I thought it would be just another hype and in a few months it would be gone, so I ignored it. But it didn't stop. Every day on Twitter, you see another account who goes like, oh, AI is going to change the world, blah, blah, blah. And at some point I was like, okay, I gotta give it a try. So I finally created my ChatGPT account and it was okay, but nothing crazy. It could do basic coding tasks, but often it was wrong. So I wasn't really impressed until something happened, until I tried Cursor AI. Cursor AI is this new code editor with AI features, and this really blew my mind. And after that, I started to use all the AI tools like Claude, Perplexity, etc. So now I can finally say that yes, this stuff is really good. It doubled my productivity, and you just have to use AI as a blockchain developer. So in this video, I'm going to tell you which tools I use and for which task. First, I use Claude. I use it mainly for code generation. So for coding and writing tasks, really Claude is the best. Before, I was using ChatGPT for the same task, but Claude is much better. The code produced by Claude is higher quality and it understands what I want to do way better. The UI is also better. You can see the different artifacts that are produced. They are all separated and versioned, which make it easier to follow what's happening, contrary to ChatGPT, where everything is in a conversation thread. I also use Perplexity. I use it mainly when I research some new blockchain protocol. It's very good at analysis. It shows you its sources, and it can also get real-time data, contrary to Claude and ChatGPT. This is very important for software development and blockchain, where everything moves very fast. I also use Cursor AI. So Cursor AI is a clone of VS Code with built-in AI. Its main feature is a smart autocomplete. So it's similar to GitHub Copilot, but much better. Basically, you start coding something, then it will guess what you want to type. So it will make a smart suggestion for the rest. It's really smart. It understands very well what you want to do, and sometimes you find yourself just doing a series of tap, tap, tap to accept all the suggestions, and it's very fast. So I was able to code in languages that I didn't know. For example, for my new blockchain education platform, the 30-Day Academy, I used Ruby on Rails. That is not a framework that I know very much, but with Cursor AI, no problem at all. So since I use Cursor AI, I don't use Claude as much as before because you can do almost everything in Cursor AI. There's another feature of Cursor AI that I haven't tried, but that seems very powerful. It's called Composer, and it's basically a way to generate a whole code base from a prompt. And there are tons of other cool stuff you can do with it. I'm just a Cursor AI beginner, but it's already made me so much more productive, and you should try it. Finally, I also use V0 for generating frontends. V0 is a tool built by Versal, the same company behind Next.js. So ChatGPT and Claude can also generate code, but V0 is specialized just for code generation and even more specifically front-end code. They have a UI where you can switch between the code and the visual rendering. Great stuff. Okay, so next, let's see the different use cases for all these AI tools. So the first use case is coding smart contracts. For example, you can tell the AI, generate a Solidity smart contract for a deflationary token with 2% burn on each transaction, anti-wall mechanism, and open zipping. And this is typically something that I would do in Claude, at least for the first version. After, I would take this to Cursor AI. And in a typical blockchain app, you also have a front end, and you can also use AI for that. So for front-end code generation, I would start in V0 with a prompt like generate a React component with a button to mint new tokens for an ERC20 smart contract, this is the interface of the contract. And then once I'm satisfied, I would also take this to Cursor AI. So a couple of advice, be very specific in your prompt, a general description of what you want. Then you add specific details like this smart contract should have a function for this, a function for that. And finally, which technology you want to use, like Solidity, React. So the more details you give it, the better your code will be. Another great use case for AI is testing smart contracts. So for example, you can ask it, create tests for this smart contract using the Foundry framework. Make sure to reach 100% code coverage, covering all the happy and unhappy paths. Group all tests of a function in a separate test contract. And then you paste your smart contract for context and you will get your test. And oftentimes I would use AI recursively. So I would use AI first time to create a smart contract. Then I make sure that this is what I want. Then I take this output and I feed it again to the AI in order to generate the test. Out of all the tasks I tried to do with AI, generating tests was the one where I got the best result. And it's also very easy to verify the result. So you just have to copy paste those tests in your Foundry project. You run the test, make sure that the test pass. You can also get the test coverage with a Foundry command. So if all the tests pass and the coverage is 100%, well, congratulations, the job is done. Another great use case of AI for blockchain is refactoring. So let's say that you have coded your smart contract and you have this huge block of code, several hundred lines of code, and you look at it and you're not really happy. Hey, there is too much going on there. We need to simplify this code. We need to split it in different smart contracts. So you can use AI for that. So for example, the prompt can be refactor this smart contract into several smaller smart contracts, each focused on a specific task. The new code should be easier to understand. Or it could be something a little bit higher level, like suggest 3 different ways to refactor this contract. And then once you've identified an option you like, you prompt it again with some more specific instructions. The next use case is generating documentation. So let's say you have your smart contract ready and you want to create some documentation. So your prompt can be add documentation to the smart contract using the NatSpec format. Or if you want to create a README, the prompt can be create a README for this project with sections on how to get started and how to run tests. The next use case is gas optimization. So let's say you finish your smart contract and you want to make sure that it's as gas efficient as possible. So the prompt could be suggest some gas optimizations for this smart contract, show the code before and after with the line numbers. The next use case is security. So let's say that you coded a smart contract and you plan to do a security audit. But before giving your smart contract to a security auditor, you want to make sure that you already removed all the easy vulnerabilities. So your prompt could be do a comprehensive security audit of this smart contract, list all the vulnerabilities and how to fix them. Keep in mind that this does not replace a normal security audit made by a human. The next use case is debugging. So let's say that you have a test that is failing and you don't understand why. So you can get some help from Claude. The prompt can be explain why my test is failing and how to fix the test. And then you would just copy paste all the required context, the smart contract code, the test, and the error message, and the AI will do the rest. The next use case is transaction analysis. For example, you want to understand a recent hack, but you don't understand the transaction because it's complex. So what you can do is go to a tool like Tenderly, where you paste the transaction hash, and it will show you an execution trace. Then you prompt Claude to explain you this transaction, explain this transaction using simple sentences, describe each step with a simple sentence. What is the coding contract? What is the code contract? And what was the action? And then you provide the execution trace for context. The next use case for AI in blockchain is to learn protocols. So let's say there is this new hot protocol that you want to understand, like Polymarket, you can use a tool called Perplexity for that. So the prompt can be, explain me in 500 words what this protocol does. And you can also use it to understand the code of the smart contract. And there is one more use case I wanted to mention. I don't think many developers would have this idea, but it's one of the best use cases. So I often mention how nowadays every developer should be active on social media because that's a great way to build your personal brand and get the attention of recruiters. For example, on LinkedIn, you can share coding tips and you can use AI for that. Claude is the best for writing tasks, but it cannot access the internet in real time. And Perplexity is great for analysis and it can access the internet in real time. So to create up-to-date content, you can first use Perplexity to do an analysis about some coding topic. Then you copy-paste this analysis to Claude and ask it to reformat it into an article. And after, you can paste this in LinkedIn. So that's how you can create an article very fast with AI. So there is no need to be afraid of AI. AI is your friend. AI will make you much more productive. So better get on board as soon as possible. And on November 29, I'm launching a brand new Blockchain Academy, the 30-day academy. This is going to be a course platform based on challenges. You will have one challenge per day for 30 days. And for the launch on Black Friday, I'm going to do a special deal. To receive this deal, register with the link down below. Okay, that's it for this video. Bye.